went on my toes. I puckered up and brought my hands up and pushed him while I squished his toe with my shoes hard. He flinched and backed away while mouthing, "Ow!" He stared at his shoe, frowning, and looked up at me, giving me the evil eye. "Are you that weak? You know I'm— Oh wait. Are you that weak? You know I'm a girl, right? Boys are usually stronger than girls. But I guess I'm stronger than you. Since when were you such a weakling, pretty face? Oh, plus you thought I'd actually kiss you? Yuck." He rolled his eyes, probably thinking I was crazy for saying that, and ignored what I said and left. How dare he ignore me? I rushed up to him and left my foot out. My mind shouted, "Trip, pretty face, trip." I could see him walking normally still, and then he tripped on his face. Ha! This is all taking place at California High School. Ha! Revenge sure is sweet. He did get what he deserved. There were girls gasping dramatically and covering their collective mouth. That doesn't say that. Trying to show what an awful thing I've done, but I don't really care. Why did these girls care about Pretty Face anyway? Pretty Face clumsily stood up, and giving me the "you will pay" look. I covered my mouth with my hands, but ended up erupting with laughter. Throughout the crowd of students I could hear a few chuckles, giggles, and laughs, because those are all different things. At least someone else enjoyed it like I did. See, here's your first lesson on watching where you're going. I stuck my tongue out and stomped away victoriously. I glanced behind my shoulder, feeling proud, and saw Pretty Face, or whatever his name is, being teased by other boys, who most likely are his other playboy friends. I reached to my locker and remembered it from the open house of the school 3 days ago. After pushing the combination of the locker that I memorized, the locker door swung open. The books, folders, and binders were neatly organized side by side in the locker organizer, and I glanced at my schedule that said I was going to science. I got the supplies that I needed. I looked at the schedule again. Room 145. I wonder where that is. I saw a cute boy with light brown hair and chestnut brown eyes, so I slowly stepped towards him. I was about to tap him to get his attention, but he turned around. He stared at me, and I felt my heart beating faster for some weird reason. I just noticed how close we were, and soon I felt like my heart was going to burst out of my chest. Eventually, I gathered up some courage and asked shyly, "Excuse me, but do you know where this room is?" I pointed at the room number on the schedule, because you couldn't freaking say 145, and he responded with an innocent voice, "Oh yeah, it's near here. I'll show you." I followed, and while we were walking, he said, "I guess you're new here. You know, science is a fun subject. I'm sure you'll like the teacher." I blanked out as he said all he said as I gazed at him dreamily. The smile was tugging on my lips. His perfect, silky eyes. What? His— My thoughts were interrupted by someone nudging my shoulder. "We're here," he said. "Oh, okay," he told me. "By the way, my name is Peter. Peter Newman. If you need to know anything, just tell me." I smiled and thanked him. Although I was glad we were here, I was sad because I wasn't with Peter anymore. Why did I feel this way? I went into the room and saw the room. There were lab tables, science tubes, and a poster of cells. But one thing caught my attention. Pretty Face. Dun dun dun. Flirty girls surrounded him. And then he turned around and saw me. Oh hi, Shorty. Come here. The girls gave me a jealous look, but I ignored it. I asked, irritated, "What do you want, Pretty Face?" I wanted to say. Before he could finish, a woman in her 30s came into the room. She had dirty blonde hair into a messy bun, and wore a lot of makeup, covering her whole face. The girls went back to their seats and said, "Hello, class." Hello, class. Today we have a new student, Molly Mills. The teacher motioned for me to come up front. I trudged forward, and I smiled, while giving a quiet hi to the class. I started walking back over to Pretty Face because I didn't have anywhere else to go now. Now, Molly, I see you're friends with Mr. Aaron over there. So you guys can be partners for our new project," she exclaimed, clapping her hands like it was the most perfect idea in the world. I shuddered at the thought of being partners with Pretty Face, and before I could protest, Pretty Face wrapped my shoulders and said with a smirk, "Yes, we are definitely friends." But I don't think the teacher heard, and then went to the chalkboard and wrote her name in cursive.
Molly, my name is Mrs. Brown. Pleased to meet you. By the way, next to Aaron there is an empty seat. You can sit there.
What a coincidence.
Wow.
Oh wait, wow, Mrs. Brown doesn't make the best decisions. I sighed and sat next to Aaron. He whispered evilly, and that is what you call revenge. For the rest of class, Mrs. Brown explained the project. It sounded so boring, I felt drowsy and leaned my head on my arm. I almost fell asleep. But then she said, The
best way to get the work done is to go to your partner's house. So today, your homework is to start working on the project.
I was wide awake now and glanced at Pretty Face dreadfully. I have to go to his house, or he's going to my house? He looked at me, and then I tried to put on the I hate you look, but Pretty Face looked like he couldn't care less. This was going to be a long day.
I like how the main character is kind of slipping into Seto Kaiba.
Chapter 2. Don't worry, it's not that long. Mrs. Brown explained that the project with your partners has to be about radiation. What the heck? Radiation? I mean, why radiation? It is basically impossible to make a good product with radiation. Also, she told us that the project was for a school sophomore science fair, and the winners from the judges will get a trophy. A trophy? I guess it would be nice to have a trophy, but being partners with Pretty Face can make our project into a disaster. And besides, was he even going to help me this project, or was he just going to go on dates? The bell rang, and class was dismissed. The next class was gym, and I was really excited because I always had fun at gym. In my other school, I was the fastest runner, and the most athletic and competitive girl. I hope to regain my reputation again. I went to my locker, turned the combination, and I opened the locker. I dumped my science supplies, and saw that the locker was now messy. Oh well, I usually wasn't neat and organized. Snatching my gym bag filled with my clothes and sneakers, I slammed the locker door and scanned the whole hallway, but only the last person I wanted to see. Pretty Face. Oh no. I hesitated at first, but I had to ask someone where the gym is. Changing tense, I stepped closer to him, but he must have heard my footsteps, echoing in the empty hallway. He smirked and said,
Oh, now you're following me, Shorty. Like my looks?
I rolled my eyes and replied, Where is the gym?
Oh, so now you don't have any corny comeback lines, Shorty. I guess I'm just too gorgeous for you.
Just get to the point. Where exactly is the gym? I asked again. I started tapping my foot for Pretty Face to know I was waiting. He finally answered.
Just keep stalking me and you'll find out.
I muttered fine and started following him to the gym. He was walking slowly, so I complained. Why are you so slow? I guess it's because you are like my grandpa's age. I bet you are taking me to a retirement home so I can accompany you. Well, anyways, where's your cane? Where's your cane? I'm definitely not picking you up. Pretty Face ignored me, so I thought he deserved a kick on his leg.
Ow, girls who are violent never get a boyfriend like me. Like Bane.
Well, I don't want a boyfriend like you. Who would?
Everyone, especially Linda, my girlfriend.
I didn't say anything, so Pretty Face said,
You're not responding. Oh, so you're interested in me now.
What? I knew he deserved another kick in the legs. But by that time, I realized we were here. So I guess that really means you stalked me, he told me. This conversation doesn't make any sense. I rolled my eyes and went into the gym. Most of the girls were already dressed in their gym clothes and were staring at me with Pretty Face. I recognized some of the girls from my science class, and they were whispering things to each other like,
So, Aaron is more than a friend to that new girl. Gosh, I have to tell Linda this. And Aaron has a bad taste in girls now. Or OMG, that legendary Aaron Clark deserves someone better than that messy Polly Dressnigger. I bet the last time she showered was when shopping for Dimmerliver like a year ago.
My pride was a bit hurt, but I didn't care, because they were probably the Gossip Girls. I went into the empty dressing room and saw the room. It was completely blue, and it was a disaster. The clothes were all over the floor. Oh, all over on the floor. But the clothes didn't look like girls' clothes. Wait, was I?
Shorty, what are you doing in the boys' dressing room? Am I that hot for you to come here?
I was blushing, embarrassed, and quickly ran off, but Pretty Face caught my arm.
Wait, did I see you blushing? I am right. You do think I'm hot.
I slapped his arm off and said harshly, "Don't touch me, Pretty Face. Your disgusting sweat is now on my arm."
But we didn't even start gym.
I opened my mouth, but then a man came inside and and yelled,
What are you two doing? Molly Mills, get to the girls' dressing room now.
I sprinted out and saw the girls and boys staring at me. One girl stepped up, and she had long, curly, brown hair with highlights of light brown. Why does everyone have highlights? Her big brown eyes were wide with shock. This person likes the color brown. And she questioned, "What exactly are you doing in there?" And even worse, "You were with Aaron Clark." Oh wait, that was supposed to be a Bane voice. "I wasn't doing anything you were thinking. I thought it was the girls' dressing room," I sheepishly answered. She looked like she didn't believe me, so I pulled her aside and explained about everything. About Pretty Face, and how I was new, and all that stuff.
Okay, Molly, I understand. But remember, Aaron's mine. He was my secret crush for eternity. But please don't tell Linda or Aaron or anyone else. I beg you, don't tell anyone. By the way, my name's Ashley Hall. Go change and we'll talk later, like lunch.
I nodded and hurried into the girls' dressing room. As I changed, I laughed at the thought of Ashley being so dramatic about her crush. Ha ha! I was now done, so I headed outdoors, where the class was. There were soccer goals and a soccer ball, so I assumed that we were playing soccer, which is one of my best sports.
Whoa,
That's
that's a big jump to make.
That same man I saw in the boys' dressing room called me over. I'm guessing that he was our gym teacher. Everyone listen. This is Molly Mill.
Everyone listen, this is Molly Mills, a new student from North Dakota.
When he said North Dakota, my mind was filled with the memories from there. Hanging out with my friends, being a happy family with my dad, and now I probably can meet him again.
We're playing soccer today. So I'll divide you guys into teams.
He then started listing some names, and I was with Ashley, but unfortunately with Pretty Face as well. The only 3 students in the school.
The goalie for Team Red is Zach, and the goalie for Team Blue is Peter. I instantly
searched for Peter in the crowd of students, but instead found a boy with blonde hair and warm hazel eyes smiling at me. No highlights. He waved at me, and I waved back. The team split, and I was now on the field, on offense. I noticed that the same boy with the blonde hair was the goalie, Zach. The ball was dropped right in front of me, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to show my real-life self in sports. I heard the whistle blow, and immediately stole the soccer ball from the other team. I raced down to the goal, and saw Peter. I was about to kick the ball in for the goal, but someone took it from me. I can only imagine that they're like picking it up and running. I chased after the ball, and heard chants of
Go Molly
from my teammates. I smiled happily, and was determined to get the ball and shoot a goal. Shoot? I was now right next to the boy who had the ball, so I stuck my foot in and kicked it, so it was now mine. My team cheered, and I bolted down the field towards the goal, and gave the kick my best. Peter almost got the ball, but the ball went whoosh, and it went straight in the goal. I heard shouts of my name across the field, and the whistle blew.
Stop! Gym is over early. We had some problems earlier.
He glanced at me and then Aaron, and continued.
I promise we will have a longer gym day tomorrow.
Zach went up to me and gave me a high five.
Wow, I never knew
I
you
like
were
how
such
you
a
did
great
the high
player
five.
at soccer.
Yay, I played it in my other school. By any chance, am I allowed